Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Josh Mason, your host, here for you today. Hello, how are you? All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Joshua Mason here. So, I was and am beaming with fucking energy right now, just beaming. I literally don't know what to do with myself. I already exercised for 2.5 hours. I already meditated. This is no substances here. This is natural high. And I just had to turn the camera on because I literally am going to explode if I don't give something away. It's too much. I have to give something away. So I just decided I'll share some of the things that I'm doing. Why do I have so much energy? Well, first of all, I would say that not ejaculating is like absolutely essential. I go, sometimes between 30 and 60 days without losing my seed. I used to go 3 or 4 months at a time, but the level of vitality I have right now, 30 days now is as the same as 6, 7 months back in, a couple years ago. Especially being on Kauai with the ocean and the sunlight, the chi and the mana everywhere around me, the juices and all the stuff that I'm doing. It's just like, when you have increased vitality, it's of course harder to hold your seed. It's much easier for an unhealthy, sick person to hold their seed for a year than it is for someone prime time athlete to hold their seed for probably a week, right? So that's number one, okay? Number two, holy shit, guys, cold plunge. Mind blown. I'm going on 2 weeks now of doing daily cold plunges. It is beep, life-changing. Seriously, beep. I'm bleeping myself out. Life-changing. It's unreal. Unreal. I have one from thecoldplunge.com. Go freaking buy one and use my code DetoxDudes for $150 off. This is the most important health tool I've ever had. I will never be anywhere without one unless I end up moving overseas, in which case I have to figure out what the heck I'm gonna do. But if I'm in the US, this is officially as essential as a toilet. It is changing my entire relationship to health, my entire relationship to inflammation, to stress. It's seriously a game changer. This morning, I did 5.5 minutes at 49 degrees. I'm regularly doing 2 sessions of between 4 and 6 minutes, so I'm in there for almost 10 to 12 minutes a day now. I'm about to drop the temperature to like 45 and then probably even lower, 40. I don't even know what the lowest it goes is. But I'm just gonna keep pushing the edge with this. It's incredible to wake up and to feel, the morning stiffness. And, guys, I had Lyme disease for probably my whole life. So, it's like this body's been through a lot, right? So when I wake up, I feel mostly good, okay? But there's stiffness, there's rustiness, there's my neck, my back, my 10 years of combat sports, right? I get in that tub, and it literally just shrinks all the inflammation, shrinks any muscle, any joint, the brain, anything that's not feeling 100%. It just shrinks all the inflammation. Total game changer, wakes you up, and I am feeling so high every day from it. So much energy. Guys, I literally am doing more now in terms of like how many people I can hold space for and what I can show up for, and doing my practices, and just like I can just be so present so much because of these, well, there's a lot of things, but the cold plunge has been instrumental. So if you don't know, going in cold water has a hormetic effect where you're stressing the body in a controlled way. You're choosing to stress the body, and this enhances the body's, stress response and well-being and endocrine system and all kinds of different functions because we're too comfortable. My last video, I talked about a man being in his prime, and if you're not in your prime, you're doing something wrong. And what I would say is that we're way too comfortable. And right now, if you are alive in the US, you're living better than 99.99% of humanity that's ever existed before you. our sole function has been to survive for most of humanity, and now our function, like, we literally could order a meal by picking up a phone and sitting on our couch, right? We can get groceries from all over the world delivered to our doorstep. So it's you know, we need stress, and it needs to be in a controlled way, because no, we're not being killed anymore, and that has had a negative impact in some ways, because our consciousness is all loopy and funny, because we don't have that anchor of just surviving, right? Without that anchor of just surviving, of catching the next meal, of being in the predator, of being in that animal body, now we're just loosey-goosey and lost in all kinds of different agendas and astral spaces. And you know, it's kind of like takes you into a bit of survival in the cold tank. The first 5 days I did it, I almost had a panic attack every single time I did it, because my system was like shocked. And I just caught the panic and was like, no, I'm gonna keep pushing through this. Sure enough, day 7 or so, I just started coming out of there like, whew, like Superman. My testosterone is freaking booming right now. I'm exercising every day. I feel the best shape of my life, except for when I was in prime jiu-jitsu shape. And I mean, Jesus, guys, I can't even believe where I came from. Like, I'm just really excited about sharing this, like the state of health and being that I'm in, right? It's like, it's a celebration, not to brag, but to let you know where you're headed, okay? No matter where you are, you're headed to a good place. Just keep watching my videos. All right, so the other things that I'm doing are 30-minute meditation every single morning, no matter what. Sick, tired, half dead, crying, shitting, diarrhea, nausea. That's nice. I meditate anyway. Bored. That's nice. I meditate anyway. Excited about something to check on my phone. That's nice. I meditate anyway. It's very, very rare that I miss a day, and that's an important thing to cultivate structure in the system. You wake up every day, you just do that. You just do it on autopilot. I literally roll out of bed and literally just roll into my closet, virtually just rolling on the floor into my closet and start meditating. It's very effective. No time to think, no time to analyze or convince myself that it's not the right thing to do. Another thing is deeply connecting to my animal. I am now in a daily practice of connecting to my jiu-jitsu days and my predator. You know, we all have a part of ourselves inside that, and this is so apparent when I just finished the Shadow Project retreat. I do have another one coming up. Sign up for it. It's gonna fill out pretty fast. It's fucking epic. Epic. The last one, it was mind-blowing. I just finished it. Okay? What's so apparent is that people have lost connection to their predator. And every single person has a predator, okay? You must find out what makes that predator tick, how you can access that life force, how you can move it, how you can channel it, and do it in a safe container. I do it sometimes out on the beach, and I do it here in my living room, and I'm just in my killer, just ready to kill, ready to do jiu-jitsu, ready to just destroy anyone in my path. It's an energy that I channel through my system. It's not going out to the world. I don't need to speak it to someone. I don't need to wear it on my face like a machismo man. I just be with it. I let it run, and now I'm the boss. Okay, I'm in control of this life force instead of it owning me. So the activation of that predator, whether it's dance or yoga or jiu-jitsu or fighting or shadow boxing or whatever the heck, digging a hole in the backyard, chopping down a tree, that predator is such a ticket to freedom. When you're in the predator and you're in the belly, so much noise evaporates. Issues, dramas, stories, concerns, worries evaporates. The predator does not give a fuck about any of them. And it's what it can do for your health is unbelievable, because it doesn't even give a fuck about anything. Lyme disease, heavy metals, this, that, whatever your label is, it doesn't give a fuck. It's here for victory. It's here to penetrate, to move forward, to move through, to hunt, to kill. It doesn't care about these things. You got to get in touch with that force, okay? Maybe you can feel it in my system right now. Find music, find activity that allows you to feel that primal chi and let it run through you. Don't make it wrong. No matter how nasty or weird or shadowy or whatever it wants, just let yourself feel it, right? I'll go to the extreme. Let's say you when you go into that space, you feel like you want to destroy the whole world or kill hundreds of people. That's okay. It's more dangerous to repress the thing and not even look at it than it is to allow that energy to intoxicate you and feel just the fury, the Kali energy of destroying everything in your path. And then, sure enough, a half hour later, it's like, oh, you don't need to act it out. You're back to your love. You're back to your heart. You're back to your, your softer parts of yourself. But to ignore that is a dangerous thing. Okay? I would say there are different extremes, right? Full repression is going to lead to an ugly situation, and also full externalization of it is going to lead you to jail as well. But there is a healthy balance where you're feeling it, embodying it, trusting it, allowing it. And then it's not going to commandeer you one day. Right? When we repress these things, they commandeer us. You see the people who get road rage and all of a sudden they just freaking kill somebody out of nowhere. They got commandeered by the force in the belly. Cold tank, unreal. I'll post a link. 30 minutes sitting, holding your seed, okay? Holding that seed, connecting with your primal self, excuse me, primal center, primal self. Instrumental for the healing journey, okay? A beautiful piece of the puzzle that's helped me a lot is doing niacin saunas. I have an infrared sauna and I take niacin about an hour before I get in there and jump on the rebounder and then do a niacin sauna. Epic, epic, epic. Sometimes I do the cold plunge right after the sauna, but it's a little much for me to do that. I prefer the cold plunge on its own. And guys, I mean, that's what I've been doing differently. That's it. I have 10 different supplements that I take and I alternate between. I would say the most potent of the supplements right now is like broccoli sprout powder. I'm feeling amazing from broccoli sprout powder, but no supplement that I found, is a life changer. It's always a cumulative thing, and you got to alternate between things and find what is important for you at a particular juncture. And in each, I would say the final thing of how I'm getting to these states of vitality and clarity and purity is moment by moment, breath, acceptance, self-love. Every moment. It cannot be overstated. There's no shortcuts. Every moment, choose love, choose health, choose yourself. Let me tell you something, when you start getting rid of the inflammation in the system, and the viruses and the pathogens and the bacteria and the parasites and the heavy metals and everything, and you just start purifying this body and the shitty emotions, you just are literally like a clear beam, a channel. And you still have negative thoughts, you still have all these weird human neuroses, but it's literally becomes like a joke. Like, why would I choose that? It's so foolish to go into that. And you just stay connected. And then, sure enough, you get knocked off. Something happens. You get into a fight. Some stressful event happens. You get knocked off your center. Something, you feel weird. You can't sleep. You get knocked off. We all get knocked off. It always happens to the best of us. How fast can you return? That's a function of your practice. If you don't have a practice, something that can knock you off for 12 hours with a practice would take you a week to recover from. Okay? So that practice is mission critical. That's how, it's time to go. A cop just pulled someone over right in front of my house. That's interesting. Very interesting. Let's make it mean something. What does it mean? All right. So, I think that's all I got for you. Aloha.